Before getting into the next passage, I'm going to give you a little bit of history. The Battle of Thermopylae, and I think you've seen or heard of 300, had to do with the Greeks trying to stave off the Persians. If you look at this coastline, this is Thermopylae, and this is the narrow pass. So the Greeks, all but one, died. So the Persians pretty much defeated them. Now, the passage we're going to talk about has to do with the British Army invading Afghanistan, and they were killed. Now, according to this Middle Eastern publication, 17,500 British soldiers were annihilated. And you can see it's very similar to Thermopylae, and these are depictions of the British soldiers going into this pass. They had like 2,000 cannons and provisions to last them 6 days, but the Afghanis defeated them and everyone died except one. They called this their Battle of Thermopylae. Now let's get to, you can look this up online, so let's get to the passage. Okay, this final example is a narrative, and it's a little more complex than the previous three, in that we're going to show you that even though this is a paragraph, you can think about your paragraph and how you're going to arrange it by events or by time or by any classification you decide to choose. But the thing is, you can pick or choose a priori, an outline of the actual paragraph. This paragraph is called The Annihilation of an Army, and it's divided by stages in the annihilation of the army. So each stage stays to the theme of annihilation of the army, and this has to do with how one man survived, Dr. Bryden. So let's take a look. The first 3 sentences talk about the story of the march and calls it a tale of horrors. So sentences 1 through 3 kind of summarizes the fact that the march of the army without a general went on again. Soon it became the story of a general without an army. Before long there was neither general nor army, and it is idle to lengthen a tale of mere horrors. So now it's going to explain those horrors. The Jugdulluk Pass proved to be a trap. The straggling remnant of an army entered the Jugdulluk Pass. So it says the straggling remnant of an army entered the Jugdulluk Pass, a dark, steep, narrow, ascending path between crags. The miserable toilers found that the fanatical, implacable tribes had barricaded the pass. All was over. The army of cabal was finally extinguished in that barricaded pass. It was a trap. The British were taken in. The third part says the few fugitives were reduced to 1, and that's the next 3 sentences. A few mere fugitives escaped from the scene of actual slaughter and were on the road to Jalalabad, where Sale and his little army were holding their own. When they were within 16 miles of Jalalabad, the number was reduced to 6. Of these 6, 5 were killed by straggling marauders on the way. And finally, it highlights that Dr. Bryden alone reached Jalalabad. One man alone reached Jalalabad to tell the tale. Literally, one man, Dr. Bryden, came to Jalalabad out of a moving host, the original army, which had numbered in all some 16,000 when it set out on its march. The curious eye will search through history or fiction in vain for any picture more thrilling, with the suggestion of an awful catastrophe, than that of this solitary survivor, faint and reeling on his jaded horse as he appeared under the walls of Jalalabad to bear the tidings of our Thermopylae of pain and shame. This is an example of a narrative with details, and it's arranged in stages, and it talks about numbers going from 16,000 down to 1. And so here's an example. You can apply this to anything that happens over a period of time. It's a great way to divide a narrative up into parts. Thank you for watching.